which exist. I've never had them, but I just the use of that word just made me happy. But for the rudest of all rudeness you've ever read, just for, like, if there'd be a lot of flags on the play for egregious use of the C word. This, I feel like, was just the right amount of C words in his piece about Ron DeSantis.
And we've linked to it.
C word.
And we've linked to it at StephanieMiller.com.
Well, we should not have done that. But
well,
okay,
it's my job.
We do
Hey,
do not.
Good morning.
Hi. You very cleverly evaded putting the C word in your headline. You just put Ron DeSantis is not your new Trump, but he is a ... And then you went right to the first C word. He's a...
Yeah, because Twitter used to be, Twitter used to be cool, man.
Yeah.
Now you use that word, and all of a sudden they're giving you a timeout for 7 days.
Is there a monitor now that's like your Catholic school nun that says,
yeah.
do you really want to use this language when you use a bad word?
There is.
Oh,
Yes.
So my answer, can I do an auto?
Computer says yes.
Yes, I meant to use that word.
Yeah.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have typed it if I didn't meant it.
Sometimes sometimes it upsets people when you say things like that. And I'm like, that's the point there, buddy, Thank you. I hope it does.
So well used. You said I'll say it clearly. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is a total irredeemable, and every word out of his mouth is filled with ishness. I just like the different derivations that some of which I'd never heard before. But you said, sure, you can have a delicate sensibility and call him a hole. But those insults don't capture the feeling of seeing and listening to Ron DeSantis quite as viscerally as. So I think point taken. Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No. I mean, the thing is the second you hear him, I mean, automatically you're going to think, oh my God, that's such a C word.
Right.
And, and it's funny. I think Matt Walsh, who's a conservative commentator, wrote something about, when did Republicans become such, and he used the P word. Am I allowed to use the P word?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, good. Yeah.
See. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So he wrote something about that, and it's like, I don't know. Have you been paying attention since Newt Gingrich, at least? I don't know. Let's go back to Joseph McCarthy. How long have they been? Tell me when they weren't.
Let me suggest like a wine pairing, a nice pairing to your C word piece this morning is Trump furious over Ron DeSantis stealing from him, and in this case, stealing his dishness. Obviously, yeah. But
Trump's there's no charm to Ron DeSantis's C-ishness. It's really just plain being C-ish. So
yes, you said let's explore.
Even with Newt Gingrich, you could say, yeah, that guy's a total C, but he's got a kind of roguish charm to him in that he's, a bloated gas bag who seems to think he's a sex god, and the same thing sort of goes with Trump.
Oh God, I'm sorry. It gave me a vision of him on top of me. I'm sorry.
Oh
okay.
God.
Frankly, let's just do it. Let's do it.
Honestly, he'd be just floating there because he's filled with hot air.
All right. You, as always, a professor, you said, let's explore some of DeSantis' recent words and actions in order to get the full measure of his osity, which I did not. Another new use of the C word.
Yeah.
Osity is like, I thought it was like a travel service for C words.
It is. If you want to go from C word to C word, just type in www.cosity.com.
Is there a gnome? A little gnome that?
It's more dildo shaped.
Okay,
it's a different hat. It's a different hat.
That's just okay. All right. When he said woke is where, the state of Florida is where woke goes to die, and you said the woke is also known as people who give up about people other than themselves, and we scare the out of. Because like DeSantis, because we want them to, give up about people other than themselves. That's what I think is a perfect explanation of what woke is.
Yeah. Oh, gee, I have to think outside of my own world. Oh no.
Right.
I might think that somebody else's history is worth telling. I might think that being honest about my own country's history is something that's worthwhile. Because,
yeah. Well, and you're right. He put them in country. So
yeah.
You said for sheer uncut culture war history. Now that is like a form of dentistry. See, that's another word I didn't know that could be used that way. There's a new law that established
vagina dentata, if you will.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Yes. the law he made that established a Victims of Communism Day, something that is such a job to the Cuban community in Florida that DeSantis won't need to smoke cigars for all the that are in his mouth. Okay, because I thought it couldn't get dirtier from there, but then you did with that one. You just said, you closed by saying DeSantis is such an angry, petty, whining, who appeals to a narrow bunch of shut-ins and maniacs and wealthy faces who all happen to congregate in Florida. No one else is going to give a solitary about him if he tries to run for president. And then I thought it was nice you have a footnote. Note, your problems with the word are so noted. And I think that's nice that you acknowledge.
Yeah.